In this video, we're going to learn graph of trigonometric function. So first, we're going to look at the graph of y is equals to sine x and y is equals to cos x. So in our syllabus, we will focus on the graph of sine x and cos x. So if you look at graph of y is equals to sine x, as we all know, so the interval is from 0, so here is 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2 until 2 pi. So pi over 2 is equals to 90 degree, whereas pi is equals to 180. 3 pi over 2 is equals to 270 degree, and finally 2 pi is equals to 360 degree. So for y is equals to sine x, the graph will start from 0, and then next is go to 1, and then 0, -1, and 0. So this is the graph for sine x, which is start from 0. Whereas for the graph of y is equals to cos x, it will start from 1, and then go down to 0 until -1, 0, and +1. So the graph for y is equals to cos x will start from 1. So next we look at this is one complete cycle. You can look at this dotted line. This is one complete cycle for y is equals to sine x, or we can say it as period. Same as for cos x. This is one complete cycle for cos x. So this is one complete cycle for cos x, and this is one complete cycle for sine x. Next, we look at amplitude and period. So if alpha is greater than 0, y is equals to a sine alpha x, or y is equals to a cos alpha x, then the amplitude is the modulus of a. So the amplitude is the value in front of the trigo, either sine or cos. Whereas period, we have to use the formula 2 pi over alpha. So alpha is the value, this is alpha. So alpha is the value in front of x. So this is alpha, the coefficient of x. Whereas this is amplitude. So let's look at example 1. Find the amplitude and period for the following function. Let's say question A. So our amplitude, or we are using the symbol of A, is equals to the value in front of trigo. So here is 3. So we can put as modulus of 3 or equals to 3. If we look at the period, let's say I change to color, to other color. So I change to white color. Again, let's say question A. Amplitude, or the symbol of A, is equals to the value in front of the trigo. So here is cos, this is our amplitude, here is our amplitude, and this is the value of the amplitude. So here is modulus of 3, or also equals to +3. This is the amplitude. Whereas for the period, or the symbol of T, so the formula is 2 pi over alpha. So as we all know, alpha, this is alpha. Alpha is the value in front of x, or coefficient of x. So based on this one, our alpha will be 2. So here is our alpha. So means that it's 2 pi over 2. So here is pi. Now we look at question B. Amplitude, again, or the symbol is A, is the value in front of the trigo. So here is negative 2. So modulus of negative 2 will be equals to positive 2. So next, period or T is equals to 2 pi over alpha. So based on this example, here is the value of alpha, which is 1. Remember, it's not 0 but 1. So means that from here, I should have 2 pi over the value of alpha is 1. So here is 2 pi. If you look at question C, let's say, y is equals to 5 cos x over 2. So for 5 cos x over 2, I can write in the form of 5 cos 1 over 2 x, which means that our value of alpha is 1 over 2. So let's say amplitude which is A is equals to modulus of 5. This is the amplitude, the value in front of trigo. So the answer is 5. When come to the period, so period which is T, the formula 2 pi over alpha. So in this question, our value of alpha is 1 over 2. So it means that this is 2 pi over 1 over 2. So if I try to simplify, here I should have 4 pi. Next, we look at phase shift. If alpha is greater than 0 and y is equal to a sine alpha x minus phi, or y is equal to a cos alpha x minus phi, then the phase shift is equal to phi over alpha. So this one is read as phi. So or we can let the bracket, this bracket, so we can write this bracket equals to 0 and solve for x. Then we can find the phase shift. Let's say question A, example 1, find the amplitude, period and phase shift. Now we need to find the phase shift for the following function. So against A, so this is the value of A, this is the value of alpha, same as this one, this is value of amplitude, this is a value of alpha. In order to find the phase shift, we will let the bracket equals to 0. So let's say we look at question number 1 or question A. I start with amplitude. Let's say A. I start with amplitude. So A is equals to modulus of 4. So also equals to 4. Next, we look at period. So T is equals to 2 pi over alpha. So where my value of alpha is 3. So 2 pi over 3. So now we come to phase shift. In order to find the phase shift, I will let the bracket equals to 0. Means that let 3x minus pi is equals to 0. So we solve for x. So 3x, sorry. So 3x is equals to pi. X is equals to pi over 3. Means that our phase shift is equals to pi over 3. So this is our phase shift. Now we move on to question B. Amplitude. A is equals to modulus of negative 3. So we need to put the modulus, which is equals to positive 3. and then period, where the formula is 2 pi over alpha. So where our value of alpha is 2, so 2 pi over 2, which is equals to pi. Finally, we want to find the phase shift by letting the bracket, which is 2x plus 5 pi is equals to 0. So 2x is equals to negative 5 pi. We will solve for x. So x is equals to negative 5 pi over 2. So our phase shift is equals to negative 5 pi over 2. So this is how we're going to find the phase shift.